after incoming CIS droid flak cannons forced down the LAAT gunships of the 91st Reconnaissance Legion. Commander Neyo and his troopers set up defenses, anticipating the oncoming droid attack. Little did they know that the attack would be fierce, consisting of dwarf spider droids, droidicas, and super battle droids, with Count Dooku and his Magna Guards leading the assault. But Neyo had a trick up his sleeve. He had called in the Shadow Troopers to flank around back and help the 91st Reconnaissance. Now, it was only a matter of seeing who would win. Yo, what's going on, gamers? It's your boy, DaleyTactics here, back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, and today we have a mountain pass defense filled with downed LAAT gunships where clone troopers are going to be defending. They've got E-web turrets, they've got mortars, they've got light arms, and plenty of sandbags to go around in this canyon, and of course, the hallmark of this channel, a big fat choke point, baby. In addition to that, they're going to be having some flankers coming around the back from the Shadow Troopers. Count Dooku and his droid army are looking pretty fierce today. A whole lot of soldiers attacking from the very front of the battlefield. It will be a very, very tough attack to defend from, but it should be really epic. I'm super excited to see this battle. I think it will look absolutely phenomenal. Either way, big thank you to my Patreons for supporting the channel. Link in the description below if you want to become a patron. In particular, big shout out to Rexy Woe for his patronage. Thank you guys again. If you guys enjoy this content, be sure to hit the like button. Let's try and get 1,500 likes in the first 24 hours. It helps out the channel an absolute ton. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying our best to get 260K by the end of the year. It's going to be tough, but we just might be able to pull it off. Also, comment down below what battles you would like to see next. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the video here. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alrighty then, gamers, let's get right on into this. Pressing 1 for slow-mo here, and let her rip, baby. The battle droids begin bombastically here, launching some wrist rockets into the clone trooper lines. A lot of the initial clone troopers here very unlucky in the placement of their battlefield positions. They are getting absolutely berated by incoming fire. Luckily, those wrist rockets do have a reload time for the super battle droids, so it's gonna be a little while before another barrage comes in. So these clones better cross their fingers, hunch down, pray to Gonk that they're gonna be okay during the next barrage. But at the very least, they have a brief respite from those coming on in here. Either way, the droidicas, though, taking this opportunity to berate them with some serious incoming fire. The toom of the droidica guns really rattling off right there. And there's the second round of wrist rockets, many of them taking out the back lines of the clone trooper defenses here. Things are not looking too spicy for the boys. Many of the free roaming clone troopers, in fact, retreating backwards into the deeper canyon area. Luckily, this is sort of the outside of the choke point, so I don't expect this to do tremendously well. Hopefully, they do get a few super battle droid kills and things like that, but I expect the innermost part of the battle to be where the best action takes place. I think I saw the mortar fire off a shot. I'm not entirely sure. Its range isn't tremendous, but it can get the job done. So maybe it is firing out, and that will help tremendously. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe it will. Either way, over here with the Shadow Troopers, the sneaky beaky boys, they seem to be actually going down pretty badly. I don't expect these guys to do very well during this battle, if we're being honest. I mean, they're sort of in the back here, but I'm hoping they cause a bit of a distraction, and that they are. I mean, about a fourth of the droid force is currently distracted, actually, trying to take out the Shadow Troopers, so it's making it easier on Commander Neyo's troopers as a whole. And on top of that, hopefully they get a few kills in here, and it looks like they've gotten, 4 or 5 kills on these droids, but they are actually getting beat up pretty bad here. I don't know. I thought the Shadow Troopers would do better than this, but nah, fam. They are actually taking a pretty nasty beating here. Incoming grenade is going to, oh, whoops, going to wipe out probably a lot more of them here, and a lot of them are ducking and not getting a fire out. Yep, that grenade did take out a number of them and dislodged a number of them, so they might be more susceptible to fire. These poor Shadow Troopers really ain't doing too hot, but at the very least, they are doing their distraction role, which is alleviating some of the pressure from the front lines here. There is some mortar shells actually coming down, raining some hailfire down on these battle droids below, and actually taking a good number of them out, which is nice to see. There's Count Dooku of the Dooku tree hanging out in the front lines. We've also got ourselves some droidikas out here creeping and crawling on forward. The clones do have bazooka troopers who can take those things out relatively effectively. It does take a few shots to take out the droidikas. Droidikas aren't too much of a threat in this mod. They're kind of derpy. They're not fantastic. They can get kills with their blasters, but they're not the most efficient killers in the entire game. What really makes them a threat is that they can tank so many shots that come in on them. They can tank so much incoming fire, and since they are, you know, in the very, very front lines of this battlefield, they are actually sort of acting as a shield for the rest of the battle droids in the back who are better at firing. You can hear like the little tic-tac of them moving. Tick, 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 tick. There goes the last of the clone troopers up front here. He does end up going down. He was just chilling behind that rock with his Z6 rotary cannon, but now he is bye-bye. The mortar still lashing out at some of these droids, but the main groupings don't seem to be getting hit right now by the mortar. That thing needs to calibrate its shots a little bit better. But here comes the back line of the clone trooper defenses, rattling off some fire, trying to bring this battle back around for the clone troopers. Did the Shadow Troopers all die? Yeah, the Shadow Troopers did inevitably all die. They only got like 6 or 7 kills, and now the remainder of the battle droids are going to go join the main forces in the large-scale assault here. Things are not looking too spicy. What, that rocket just hit this droid, and the droid tanked it? How did that droid live? A rocket hitting it! What are you, made of metal? Wait, forget that. All right, another rocket coming on in. That time it does clash with a droideka, bursts through its shield, or at least destroys its shield, and kills the droideka in the process as well. BEA, beautiful, baby. That's what I'm talking about right there. Let's go on into normal speed now. I think we've spent enough time in slow-mo, and let's watch as this droid assault enters on into the choke point here. Lots of droids moving on forward. The big boys up front. Dooku does get hit by a mortar shell right there. He is down but not out. Yep, he does end up getting up right there, and now he's running backwards. I don't blame him. He just took a mortar shell and managed to live. I would back off for a minute there too. More wrist rockets hitting these clone troopers up front here, but the mortar does remain alive. This thing needs to be protected at all costs. It is like the best chance of the clone troopers winning outright. One of the mortar gunners does end up going down, and there goes the second one. The mortar is now officially out of commission for the clone troopers, and the free moving clone troopers around the mortar are beginning their retreat backwards. Now it is going to be up to the LAAT defenses to actually clutch this battle out for the clone troopers. Their primary defenses in the front lines are all down, and now it is going to be the troopers within the canyon itself that are going to win this battle for the clones if they do manage to win. We have no idea if they'll manage to pull this off, but they just might. There we go, a dwarf spider droid blowing up sky high, also taking with it some of those sandbag defenses, which is actually a pretty good thing for the clone troopers right there, because if those sandbag defenses do blow up, then the droids can't use them against the clone troopers. That is going to be key in this battle here. This dwarf spider droid managing to go deep on in there. Not sure if he's getting a whole lot of fire out. He might be reloading. The reload time on that is pretty hefty. Dooku does end up going down right there, and then the dwarf spider actually deletes his body by running it over. Wowza. Sucks for Dooku. First he gets nailed by a mortar shell, and then he gets stepped on by his own trooper. Yikes, Count Dooku of the Dooku tree is not having a good time. Either way, that dwarf spider does end up going down. I think that's the last one for the Confederacy right now, which is big for the clone troopers. Big, 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 big. And so now the clones just have to deal with droidikas and B1 battle droids. But did those dwarf spiders do enough damage to the clone trooper lines in order for the rest of the CIS to have an easy peasy time in the remainder of the assault? Only time will tell here. We do still have some E-web turrets for the clone troopers. and of course a pretty staunch defense from the rest of the troopers, though a lot of the front lines people are getting suppressed right now. That's no bueno. We need more fire coming out. This droideka is getting awfully close here. He's ticky-tacking his way on up to this LAAT. If one of the droids could actually grenade that LAAT or hit it with a rocket launcher, it might blow up, cause a chain reaction, and take out all of the clone defenses all at once. That would be a major brain play. However, all the dwarf spiders are dead, so they can't hit it with their explosive shots, and the wrist rocket boys, aka the B2 battle droids, are all dead as well, so they won't be able to either. And I'm not sure if there are any other rocket droids for the battle droid army here, so that might just be a lost cause right there. They might not be able to get that massive explosion that I was talking about that would just solidify a win in this battle, but that's okay. They've still got plenty of light arms fire. They can still pull this off the old-fashioned way without big boom hours here. They could just pull off the dubski without having to cause a scene, you know, do it the old classic way. More clone troopers are going down, but it does seem like simultaneously as more go down, more are becoming braver and actually firing out on the oncoming battle droid army and managing to perhaps get a few more kills, which is what we want here. We want more rounds being fired from the clone troopers, so perhaps they can make something happen here. Beautiful. Oh, 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, gamers. I managed to pause on time, so we all good. Either way, the droids still leading the assault here, but they are stagnating a little bit. Actually, they're not managing to push nearly as fast as before, and I think that's probably because most of their heavy units are, in fact, dead or down for the count. They still got a few droidekas over here, but I think they're actually malfunctioning. These guys are not proceeding on forward. They are not being helpful in the slightest, really, and that's it. There's just those three, and they're not doing anything. Meanwhile, the rest of the B1 battle droids are all... Whoa! Okay, the skybox for this map is really glitchy. If I go over here, it, like, shoots me upwards, but if I go down here, it's good, and then it's like, woo! Woo! Cliffs, man. Cray. Okay, there we go. B1's now getting up a little bit here, but they're really sort of lollygagging behind. They're just sort of chilling in the back right now, not really attacking with their full force. There's a big surge forward, though. That could be helpful. They need to keep the momentum going that the B2s and droidekas sort of caused here. If they want to win this thing, they need to keep the momentum going. They need to keep on clapping clone cheeks and not take one step back, but that doesn't seem to be happening right now. Right now, they are suffering pretty badly, you know? All right, here we go. More pushes forward from the droids, but more clone fire incoming. I mean, the clones still have all these guys in the back line there. They've still got an E-Web turret there. They've got more troopers there. They've got another E-Web turret there, and more troopers over here. So the clones actually are in a pretty good situation to perhaps win this thing. I think it was dicey for a while there, but now that they've sort of solidified their defense, they might actually be able to do this. Why don't we go ahead and do our squad up rule right now? This is basically just where we squad up the droids. It makes them work a little bit more together on the battlefield. Sometimes that results in mass slaughters for the droids themselves because they all go in suicide style, or it can result in them performing a little bit better. It doesn't usually change the battle all that much, except for it makes it go a little bit faster. It can work either positively or negatively, or it cannot work at all, you know, so it's not too big of a deal if you do it. Either way, a couple squads are moving on forward right now, and they seem to be getting a decent amount of fire out, with the back still managing to support them a good bit here. The clones getting a little bit of fire in, actually getting a few of those droids killed, which is beautiful. The droids are going up against a higher ground defense here, so, you know, the clones having the high ground, Obi-Wan would be very proud, and of course that's going to make it tougher for them. Plus, the defensive positions here are pretty solid. They've got some boulders in the way, they've got some sandbags, they got just the sand dunes in general that the droid shots might collapse into instead of actually hitting clones. There's a lot of obstacles here that the droids have to sort of overcome in order to actually hit these clone troopers, and not only that, they have to hit the clone troopers enough to kill them. It's going to take multiple rounds to take out one clone trooper here, which, you know, is easier said than done. You know, a clone can simply just go ahead and heal up under suppressive fire and get back up and be fine. He's got 5 health packs to a man, so it's actually a lot easier for the clones to hold out at this juncture right now because they are sort of stapled in. So they might be getting less fire out, but they are actually getting kills because the droids aren't really able to defend like the clones are, while the clones are able to sort of do those tactics. That being said, the droids are just spamming them in with fire, which is resulting in a lot of clone troopers actually dying here anyway. So it's really too close to call, like I said before. The furthest up clone trooper was that guy right there, but he just gets shot. Oh, actually, he's got a friend over here. I didn't even realize. My man's still chilling over here, but he is getting spammed with incoming fire. Thank goodness for the E-Web turret. This thing is just constantly berating the droids with incoming fire. One of the gunners for it does end up dropping to the ground there. He is gone. Down for the count, baby. And the droids proceed through the choke point even further here. I thought the clones might have it for a second there, but now that the droids are really pushing it, I'm thinking maybe the droids have the dubski here. It could still be a problem for the droids, but I think the clones might be fighting a losing battle. I don't know. It's anyone's guess right now. I think it could go either way. You have to remember, Commander Neyo's defenders haven't even come into the fray yet. You know, they're still chilling in the back here. Whoo, baby. They're still just hanging out. They're reserves right now, baby. They're reserves. Real quick, while the battle's still going on, let's check out the losses. Red or dead battle droids. A lot of the bodies did explode or got run over by their allies, so a lot of the bodies are just missing. But as you can see, there are still, even with the destroyed bodies, a lot of dead droids on the battlefield and a lot of dead clones on the battlefield. So neither side has come out of this thing perfectly, and there has been a lot of loss for both sides. Okay, I think these guys right here could actually be really, really good for the clones. So basically, they're lying down beneath the sand dune here, and as the droids will come up on the sand dune, they'll be able to spam out fire, and we get to see that right there. And the droids will have to run up, stop, and then fire at them in order to get the kills on these guys, which is going to be easier said than done because the clones can just sort of strike them down before they're able to get shots off. Never mind, that guy just died, and that guy just died. So that was pretty easy. Never mind at all. Okay. My entire idea of how that was going to be a good defense just fell to the wayside as the droids just kind of shot them from afar. Big sad. Oh well. Rip, potato chip. We got the rest of the 91st over here, though, still firing away, still trying their best to make a comeback in this battle. Neyo's back here, right there. There's Commander Neyo. They're still fighting. He's still firing away, too. This is coming down to the very end of it. The E-Web turret right here still firing as well, but I'm not sure if they'll actually be able to... Nope, they died. Okay, big sad. The guys off to the left here dying. The guys off to the right here dying. Things are not looking too spicy. Is that going to blow up the LAAT? It did, in fact, blow up the LAAT, but there wasn't anyone behind it to get some collateral damage from that, so it's A-okay. Some more droids rounding this LAAT and getting shot down by the clone troopers on the other side, though a lot of these clones are dead now. Neyo still alive, still chilling right here. Oh, it's coming down to the wire, baby. Really not a lot of droids left alive, and in fact the clones are killing more than ever right now, but I mean the pressure is on. They are really in make it or break it territory. The droids are doing some nice flanks here on both sides, and down the middle they're attacking, so getting some nice diversity and attacking angles here, which is really going to be helpful. Commander Neyo's still alive though, and that will boost clone trooper morale a little bit and could result in some increased fighting potential from the clone troopers who are defending. More clone troopers go down. You can hear the bloody screams of clones drop into the ground. And things are starting to quiet down as more clone troopers exit the battlefield. Oh, geez. I think it will be a clone defeat right here from the droids. I think this is one of those rare battles where it could have gone either way. I think if we ran this simulation like 10 times, I bet it would be 50-50 on whether the clones win or not. I bet the droids probably win 5 and the clones probably win 5, just considering how close this battle has been this entire time. It's been unreal. Commander Neyo still chilling in the front there. He, of course, does have increased health compared to the other troopers, but that doesn't matter as he does end up going down. One clone left right there. He dies. There's another down, and I think that's it for the droids. I think the droids did just win, but look how few troopers they have right there. Barely any left. They look like ants marching, like that Dave Matthews song. That is it. That is all she wrote. Tons of loss for both sides. This was a brutal, brutal battle indeed. Tons of dead clones, tons of dead droids, but the droids still managed to make it. Now the droidicas move. So weird. Really, really killer battle, though. I enjoyed that thoroughly, and I hope you guys did too. Be sure to hit the like button if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below what you'd like to see next. Either way, guys, it's been me, DaleyTactics here, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace! I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.